Hey friends, it's me, Erin, your friendly neighborhood energy alchemist with today's Schumann resonance report for Friday, July 11th. All right, you guys, so we have a really interesting pattern here that I want to talk about. I made a video last evening talking about this energy and how it looked a little strange. The bottom was a little disorganized and it wasn't showing up on the Italian graph as red release energy. I did just tell you, I didn't know what this was. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. So that started here and then it kept on going, getting gradually stronger until it turned into this big white energy. This lasted from, I don't know, like 1 in the afternoon till about 11 p.m. Central Time. And then by 1:32 a.m. Central, we had dropped into the big white energy, and that lasted till about 6 a.m. Central Time. We got this huge spike right here, right around 1 a.m. that lasted for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But what this looks like to me is a backwards. It looks backwards. Normally it starts with this and ends with this. This time it started with this and ended with that. Even if you look over here, you can kind of see how we had the white light come in and then it kind of trailed out to the red. This started different. This started with the red and amplified into the white energy. That's not a pattern I've seen very often. I can't even remember specifically ever noting that before. And I'll tell you, I don't know that it means anything different. It just feels different. And yesterday with this energy, I was talking about how I was feeling very reflective. I was feeling like I was being shown different versions of myself to remind me of how far I've come. This feels like a reflection of the way energy normally comes in, as if we are being reflected, as if something is trying to show us, look at this, look at these things, look at this. With big white energy, typically for me, it brings with it a feeling of high vibration. My body is buzzing. I have a lot of ideas. I feel like I have something I need to do, all those sorts of things. I was awake at 1 a.m. I did not check the graph, so I didn't even know this was here. I was up at 1 a.m. I kind of got up and walked around for a little bit and then went back to sleep. I also did my full moon activation last night, which was awesome. If you haven't done one, I definitely suggest you go check one out. Reiki Rachel's the one I use, but it just helps to integrate that full moon energy. This is like the full moon saying goodbye to us. It's like leaving this big piece of energy just right there for us. Here you go. So again, for me, big white energy tends to bring a lot of inspiration, ideas, excitement. I might have 100 ideas today. I might not finish any of them, but I had 100 of them. Write them down. Catch them as they present themselves to you. Remember, ideas are living things. You got to grab a hold of them before they skitter away. In meditation this morning, I again feel like I got called out a little bit because my guides were asking me, whose idea of success exactly are you measuring yourself up to? And this came out of a conversation that I had with someone else the other day where we were out somewhere really beautiful. We were on a boat and the person I was with was so anxious. They were cleaning things and putting things away and tying things down and doing all this stuff. And the sun was going down and it was one of the most beautiful pieces of scenery I had ever seen. And I kept telling them, look, look, look. And they were so busy, they almost missed it. I got them to sit down and I said, listen, you got to enjoy this. You worked so hard to get yourself here that you're not even allowing yourself to enjoy it. And they said, well, I have this to do and that to do and this to do. I understand that. But if you could just allow yourself to enjoy what you have already accomplished, when you move forward into something else, some new venture, it makes it a little bit easier. You have to allow yourself to enjoy the things that you wished you had 5 years ago today. You know, that feeling of I was sitting in this place and I'm thinking to myself, look at my amazing life. 5 years ago, I would have never thought this would have been possible for me. That's a success. That is a success. Not having a giant house, not having a great car, not having $1 million in the bank, those are success on different planes. But if you can be satisfied and feel good where you are, that makes you more successful than all those other people who are working so hard for a goal that keeps moving further and further away from them because they're basing it outside of themselves on what someone else is telling them. Comparison is the sneak thief of joy. It will take it right out of your hands. You should not be comparing yourself to me or anyone else. It should only be a comparison between you and earlier versions of you. If you can say you're doing better now than you were before, that's a win. That's progress. And that's what should be celebrated. Not getting a better car that you know, because it's better than your neighbors. I mean, get a good car that gets you where you need to go, but don't worry about if it's better than someone else's. Is it better than the last one you had? That's a win. Real quick, I just wanted to show you our Italian graph is pretty quiet. We have those grumbles across the bottom. Again, these are there almost all the time. These are little tiny things that get triggered and stepped on, the normal everyday triggers. Just a little bit of grumbles coming in. Nothing too serious on that end, at least right now. You know how things are. They could change in half a second. All right, here's our cards for today. My guides are telling us, because we have spent so much time listening to others tell us what success for us looks like, it has caused us to lose confidence in what we think we want for ourselves. So my guides are asking us to be vulnerable enough to allow that belief tower to fall down. This allows us to once again see the connection to our higher selves and receive that guidance from our crown, like a GPS that we are born with. This is what helps us step into that state of being truly who we are and being able to celebrate the small victories and be exactly where we want to be. But we have to allow ourselves to stop placing those goals outside of us, because they don't serve. They only help to make us feel worse. It's going to make us feel vulnerable to go through these changes, but those changes must happen. The tower must fall in order for us to more fully connect with the spiritual side of ourselves. This allows us to hear our crown more clearly and leads us right into the most charismatic version of ourselves. It rained like crazy last night, and we've got that beautiful smell right after the rain, that ionization in the air. I love it. I love that smell. All right, let's get ready for our day, shall we? All right, take a nice big deep breath in and release. Drop your shoulders. And just remember, today's a great day. It's just getting started, and it might be cloudy and rainy, but that makes the flowers grow. It's a beautiful day. What are you going to do with this day? That's the number one question. What are you going to do with this day? It's Friday. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate another great week, right? Right? It's a great day, friends. Great day.